What's going on, beautiful people? This is the Perspective Chasers podcast. I'm your host, John.
And I'm wondering why you're bald.
Well, that is today's episode. I decided to shave it all off, and today we are going to discuss what the hell I learned in the process of another John self-experiment.
I guess for most of this episode you'll just see me staring at his head because I'm adjusting to this. What's wrong with you?
Bro, I like it. And the more people that don't like it, the more I like it.
Interesting.
That has been my favourite thing of this. When somebody goes, ugh, you look weird, or no, I'm like, good. Like, bro, I don't know if you've ever heard of the social experiment of 50 no's in a day. But it's something to get over, like, the fear of rejection and just the fear of getting no's. It's a really good advice for, like, aspiring entrepreneurs and everything else. And I guess this is my own version of it. Like, but you know how stubborn I am.
Yeah.
So if somebody tells me I don't like it, I'm like, good on you. Like, and the more they don't like it, the more I'm like, ooh, I want it shinier. I want to get a friggin' polish and friggin'...
What I said, you have to like buff it.
Not yet, but I...
Is your scalp now like a car door?
Nah.
Like where you have to like
no
wash
dents.
You just like literally rinse it. You don't even have to shampoo it anymore. You know what I mean? But then you have to do more after you wash it than you do when you're washing it.
Alright. So,
you clearly don't have anything to condition anymore, so you're saving money there, but you have to like buy turtle wax or something. Other brands available, I'm sure.
So,
are you now like are you an Auto Gleam ambassador?
No, Demon Foam.
Demon Foam. Okay. Do you use like boot polish or something? Like, what do you do?
So, I actually use facial scrub at the minute.
Do you buy hair wax? And then hope that it shines the scalp.
I use furniture polish.
Brasso. I mean, what do you do?
Like, bro...
You just moisturize it now, that's it?
Pretty much. But even that has its kind of flaws and everything else. So, like, I started to get a few spots on my head and all of that from, like, the initial kind of, like, shave.
I don't want to know how many spots are lurking underneath my hair or my beard. I know there's a lot of them, but I don't want to know.
Bro, under the beard is a different story.
I don't want to know. I have a fear that if I was, like, especially now where I'm out playing golf and stuff quite a lot, so I'm, like, I get burned / tan. If I was, like, get rid of the beard, would it just be, like, pale as hell? Like, would I have two tones on my face?
See, my hair was, like, so thin, or thinning so much on top, that I didn't end up with that, like, swim cap of paleness, which is, I'm actually probably fairly lucky.
Some people still have that, though, even though they've been bald for a long time. Their scalp's still a slightly different tone.
But for my hair, it was just so fair. And to be fair, like, even looking back through pictures, I could nigh on see back to, like, the line of my ears. And eventually it's just like, who you fooling, bro? Like...
Well, being honest, like, I mean, you have two choices at that point, right? Try and regrow it or get rid of it.
Here you go. And we ain't done a did you know or a fun fact in a while. But, did you know that male pattern baldness is predetermined before you leave your mama's womb?
And of course I knew that, because I have male pattern baldness.
We've done the research.
I've done the research.
I know exactly when it started, and I know exactly how much a trip to Turkey is.
Don't know that, but been offered a trip to Kurdistan by my barbers. Apparently it's about £400. But mine started when I was young, man. It starts way younger than you realise, man. I think mine started in my teens.
Easily. Oh damn, mine weren't that bad. Like,
the peak started to very slowly go in my teens. Very slowly. And when I went to my 20s, then it accelerated.
Yeah. So for me, like, even now looking back on pictures, I'm like, oh damn, like 4 or 5 years ago, I had, like, my hair was thin. You've always been, like, I've always had very fine hair, but it was very much there. But the 4 or 5 years, whether I've been slowly pulling it out through dad duty and just working and everything else, or whether literally, like, age has just caught up with me and da-da-da-da-da, but...
It's male pattern baldness, mate. It happens to a lot of dudes, man. It's not like a rare thing. It's more common than people probably realise.
But this is the thing, and this is why I wanted to, like, talk about on this episode about, like, what I've learned from it, because I think there's so many men, especially, I mean, even some women, like, if they suffer with, like, alopecia or whatever else, like, that have that fear of going bald and everything else. Like, bro, even those videos when people are going through, like, chemotherapy or whatever else, and you see them, like, they're shaving their head, and then the barber shaves their head with them, or their friend does it. I've always had that question, would I do that move for somebody? And I always like to think, yes, I would, just to make them feel that it isn't such a big thing. But at least now I know. Like, I've destigmatized going bald, and I've done it on my terms. But even if I didn't like it, cool, I could have grown it back out, and maybe booked a trip to Turkey. But at least now I'm like, it's not that bad. There is absolutely nothing to fear. And so many aspects of life are like that. We put these things on a massive pedestal when you're like, if I just freaking shave my head or just try this or do that or whatever, it's actually not that big of a freaking deal. And if people don't like it or if people judge you for something, so freaking what? Like, there was this thought that I had from all of this where it was like about the thoughts of failure and why so many people are so afraid to fail. I don't think it's actually a fear of failure. I think it's a fear of being judged for failing. Like, if you have a decent support network around you and like, hey, you tried something, it didn't work out, fair play on you. It's a lot different than people going, didn't work, did it? Told you so.
No, it's the embarrassment, isn't it? It's embarrassment is like being judged or looked at differently because something didn't work, which is really stupid. Like, you're better off trying.
But bro,
people that don't try will never know.
Especially in the UK, when we're talking about things of like business and everything else. Like, I think America and other countries like that are far more entrepreneurial and far more like, hey, go get it. So then, literally a couple of days after shaving my head, I was out hat shopping because that's something I need now. And there was this kid that was collecting money for boxing. And, bro, I hate people, the freaking clipboard warriors that just stop you on the streets. My gut reaction was, I'm busy. And then I went in a shop and I come back round and I kind of thought to myself, like, hold up, like, that kid's out there getting his 50 no's. Like, freaking hell, I might not have much freaking change on me or whatever. Most things are card these days, but give him whatever you got, man. Like, it's at least, hey, pat on the back, you're doing something. Like, but I'm so done with shunning people for trying. So if you're out there trying, cool. I'm not going to be able to freaking sponsor your whole thing or whatever else, but I can give you a little pat on the back and a little freaking, here's a little something. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to completely discourage people. Because, bro, that's been happened to me so many times in my life. Where freaking you try something or you want to do something and then you're instantly discouraged because people want to judge and da-da-da-da-da.
I don't believe.
And again, it's other people projecting their own discomfort on the world a lot of the time. So when people like criticize my bald head, I'm just like, okay, but that's because you're more than likely uncomfortable with certain aspects of your appearance or change or
100%.
This, that or whatever else.
I think the bald one's a weird one because I think there are some people out there who probably are genuinely scared of going bald. But
Bro, I was.
But then there's people like me where you would look at and think, why wouldn't you? Like, your hair is clearly going. But I'm like, well, no, I'm not scared of going bald. I understand that's a realistic option. But I'm choosing to try the alternate option, which is I want to try and grow it back. I have the money to try, and I have the pace to try. I don't need to fly off somewhere else. There's medication you can take for things like that. So I'd rather go down that route. Let me see what happens, because hey, it's an experiment. Let's see if this stuff actually works. And to be fair, there is some slow regrowth coming in. I'm happy with that. So I know at some point, if it continues that trajectory, I'll be alright. But that's not a fear, it's just, I don't want to go bald. I'm not scared of it. I just don't want to. I'd rather keep my hair. I quite like my hair.
I mean, I liked having hair or whatever else, but again, like, especially for myself, I've been stuck in this rut. I've had pretty much the same hairstyle since I was like 14, 15 years old. And at most, I grew out the top a little bit once, and it was such a test of my patience. But again, it was another little like self-experiment. But that's why, like, bro,
that's what I'm looking forward to if this grows back fully. That's what I'm looking forward to the most, is just going to a barber and just going, I want to try something different. I'm in my 30s now. I've had the same hairstyle for like nearly 20 years. What can I do, mate?
Bro, I mean, it would have to be artificial at this point, but it was like 2 or 3 days after friggin' I shaved my head, I was like, I wonder what I'd look like with an luminous pink mohawk. Just to find out, like, because look, if people don't like it, so what? I'm still me, do you know what I mean? It's just destigmatized so much in that sense of just like, look, try things. Like, bro, the last time
It's amazing how much we judge people based on their looks, isn't it? It's amazing. Like, there was a guy I just saw recently on social media through one of the people that I'm in touch with. Like, he is a barber himself, I think. But he has a lot of tattoos. He has face tattoos and stuff like that, right? And he went to a golf course to play with his mates, no issues, tried to become a member. They pulled him into the office and rejected him because his looks don't fit what they're looking for.
Yep.
It's a golf course. You need to behave yourself, mate. Like, you can't be doing that to people these days. I know that as a private members club, you can kind of do what you want. But that's not cool, bro. It's 2025, man. Like, what are we doing?
But again, bro, if you want, like, I'm fairly heavily tattooed or whatever. I ain't got none on my face or whatever, but like, but when we worked security, I did have to cover my tattoos up at certain points and that. But
yeah, like, if you're applying for a job, it's a very different kettle of fish, in my opinion, right?
100%.
You understand what you're signing up for when you're trying to, especially if you're trying to apply for a corporate job. But that's not the case. You're applying for a membership at a golf course.
Yeah.
So you're telling me I can't pay you to come somewhere because I have face tattoos.
Yeah, that makes me want.
That's where
face
we're
tattoos.
starting to we're starting to go a bit too far, in my opinion. I've made it very clear before. Like, I think if you get that kind of stuff done, I think you are going to have a little bit of a tougher time going in the corporate world than some other people would. You do you, boo. Still a human. But there's a reason why they've done that.
In terms of your hobbies, you shouldn't be restricted because of it.
To me, naturally, they're more interesting because there's something about you. Why have you done that to yourself? I want to know what's behind it. Well, you see what I'm saying? I don't think people randomly just go and get a face tattoo for no reason.
And you'll normally find somebody that has like face tattoos or that is heavily tattooed is in a somewhat of a creative or fairly freelance kind of field of their own, and they decided to make that decision.
To be told you can't go somewhere and you can't pay to go somewhere is mad.
I would fully boycott that golf course.
It's mad. I mean, they're getting a lot of bad PR, as you can imagine. There's quite a lot of people in the golf community. And to be fair, it's turned into a good story because that person themselves is now doing their own golf social media stuff, so fair play to them.
But again, this is the thing where it's just like, okay, cool. Well, if you won't accept me for as I am, I'll build somewhere that will. Again, like, it's kind of like the contrast of life. Like, sometimes it's nice to be rejected so you can push back and da-da-da-da-da. Like, because it's not until we get that rejection or that discomfort that we actually decide to freaking push back and stand our ground and be like...
Failing's healthy. I think you gotta fail.
Bro, like, genuinely, you should take pride in failing because it means you freaking tried something. Like, bro, let's jump to freaking training, for an example, or whatever else. If you do a freaking set with ease every time, you're failing to progress. You need to be failing during the
I haven't
sets.
been there for a little while, but you know my normal training style. My normal training style is pick a compound, go as heavy as you can until you can't lift it. I usually thrive on that. I'm changing my ways now because it's just not what I need. But I used to thrive on that because there was always something to me about, cool, I failed today. But next time, I'm not doing this. You see what I'm saying? And there was always something mentally and physically really rewarding about it because you were just destroyed.
So recently, my training style I can only describe as like a coyote set because like it feels like you're being chewed to pieces. Like I'll go as slow as I physically can and just let that muscle burn like anything. I make sure the muscle does every ounce of the work and zero momentum. And bro, it means I can go a lot lighter, which saves my joints and everything else. Like, bro, I don't give a damn if somebody's looking at me and going, "Oh, that's a fairly big guy lifting an absolutely small weight." Look at the struggle on my face. Like there is more than one way to train. But then when I was training the other day, there was a guy, I swear to God, like no disrespect to him, his whole arm was about as thick as my wrist. And he was trying to do preacher curls with an EZ bar, wax 2 5s on it. Now, you know the gym that we use, that EZ bar is about 10 kilos plus, give or take.
Considering I run one of those gyms, yeah, it's about 9 or 10.
Right. So to chuck a 5 on each side, you've now got a 20 kilo bar. Dude was not he wouldn't have weighed 60 kilos wet. He's trying to curl a third of his body weight. I literally took my headphones out. I was like, bro, chill. You're going to hurt yourself. Like, you're clearly in the beginning stages. Enjoy being here. Don't think about being judged or whatever else. Everybody around here is doing their own thing and half of them are doing it wrong anyway.
But the worst thing is, like, I mean, my biceps aren't the best and we notoriously know that. Like, I am a fan now, but I never used to be a fan of training them. I can bicep curl that. But I wouldn't choose to.
No.
Because that's not what I want from biceps. I want to drop the weight intentionally and just rip them apart.
But again,
when I started like bicep curls now, I literally started doing 3 sets at the end of a workout. And I literally pick up whatever weight I feel like, so like probably like 10, 12 kilo dumbbells, maybe even a little bit lighter, right? And I'll just do it until I can't.
But I
get so much more out of it.
We're pretty big dudes.
Get so much more out of it.
So it's far more acceptable to just kind of shrug off like, yeah, so what, I'm using a small weight or whatever. But again, I think it's that fear of being judged. People don't want to see somebody lifting an empty bar and be like, because they think they're going to get judged for it.
Yeah, that's because people are ignorant. People don't know. People don't understand.
You lift an empty bar absolutely perfectly than a loaded bar completely wrong.
100%.
Like, it's better for me to look at. It's better for your body. It's better for your muscles and everything else. There is really no point in doing it. But again, it's the mental side of things. So the more we can destigmatize that in life and everything else, now I'm like, bro, I don't give a damn what you look like. If you look over and you see me lifting a weight that is absolutely friggin' minute or whatever, come ask me why I'm doing it and da-da-da-da-da. And I will give you a whole education on why and different training styles and this 100%, and that.
100%.
But because, again, people don't kind of know themselves, know their body, or are used to that experimentation, again, they don't have that confidence within themselves. So to tie it back to obviously all the hair stuff and that, for people that change their hairstyles on a regular basis, they've destigmatized that for themselves. So until you destigmatize the kind of fear of failure, the fear of being judged and everything else, it's on this massive pedestal and it just gets in our way. Like, but like I said, I always used to tell myself, hats don't suit me or whatever else. But when I shave my head, it's sunny. So now I need a hat. So now I have to go through that.
I used to be like that until I started getting my scalp started getting roasted on a golf course. I was like, well, now I need to wear one as PPE. Like literally, literal personal protective equipment out here. I need to wear one. And all of a sudden I was like, actually, this suits me all right. Why have I not done this before? And now I quite like them.
But again, it's because you told yourself a story.
It's so stupid.
Bro, so many of us tell ourselves a story that hasn't actually been experimented or tested or whatever else. So like since like shaving my head, this one thing that I keep saying to myself is, okay, cool. If you've got a theory or a story, it is just that until you test it. Do not convince yourself otherwise until it's been tested. Actually freaking run the test and because it's so much easier to go, oh yeah, I'm not the guy for that. Oh, that's not going to suit me. This, that, or whatever else. But man, if you just try, maybe you'll find something you freaking like. Even a little tangent story. I went through a stage where Savoy from the chip shop was like turning my stomach inside out. And as a kid, it was my favourite thing from the chip shop. Savoy and chips, banging. Simple, easy go-to. But in my teenage years, if I had a Savoy, it would make me throw up and all sorts. So I stopped it for ages. I probably went about 10, 15 years without having Savoy and chips. And then one day I was just like, I'm going to try it again, just to see. And then I tried it, and it don't make me sick or whatever else. So every now and then I may have that from the chip shop or whatever else. But again, if we was to just sit in that story of like, oh, that food makes me ill. Like, our bodies naturally change every 7 to 10 years completely. So that means your tolerances change. Sometimes you may develop or lose allergies or whatever else. So if you're not constantly retesting these theories that we tell ourselves, the stories that we tell ourselves, we get stuck in these freaking redundant cycles. And it's only a story that we've told our damn selves.
True.
Like, there is so much to it where it's just like, man, stop freaking convincing yourself of something that isn't freaking true or that you've just made up in your head or whatever else. Like, our brain is not our best friend.
No, not at all.
There are so many aspects.
I feel like in terms of feeling and thinking, my gut is my better friend. Food jokes aside. Food jokes aside. But normally my gut feeling kicks me into the right place before my brain ever does.
Yeah.
And normally my brain will catch up and go, well, if they're saying it's something right, I guess it's right. And it's like, bro, you should be telling me this, bro, not my gut. My gut should just be going, bro, you fancy a burger? Or you fancy this? It shouldn't be saying, ooh, we should go and do this for life. Like, that should be you, big man. Like, that's why we have a brain. Why are you not doing this?
Do you know what? Since you said that, it's obviously...
most things over the last year, I could literally put down to gut feeling was right, went for it. Brain caught up later.
Right. So, again, like, obviously I like to dial things back to, like, hunter-gatherer times a lot and everything else, right? So, you know that fight or flight response when you hear, like, a rustle in the bushes or whatever else? It's not your brain that goes, there's danger. It's your gut. It's your brain that goes, it's probably nothing. Do I really need to friggin' waste the calories of running away? Where, again, if you trust your gut is trying to keep you alive. Like, But again, I think we're just so kind of caught up in our own heads, in our own mentalities of things.
Big time, dude.
It just hinders us, man.
Like, what's your big 3 takeaways from being bald then?
Try hats.
Like, generally, like the big 3, like quantify them. I know there's probably more, but I want like the 3 big standout ones that you've gone, well, okay.
I ain't done a big self-experiment like this since No Nut November. Go check out that episode. But it has reignited that flame of like, self-experimentation is a good thing. Like I say, don't tell yourself a story unless you've run the experiment or done the work. Actually find out for yourself before you convince yourself of anything. That's probably got to be the absolutely biggest one. The second thing is I think it's unlocked part of my personality that where... Bro, you know I used to like making jokes and this, that, but that's died off and because I don't like to freaking shoot out that negativity on other people. But make fun at my own expense? Oh, I'm fully here for it. So I see high beams coming down the road, I'm trying to freaking reflect it back at them and freaking all sorts. Like, it's now my weapon. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's kind of unlocked that side of me where it's just like, and bro, I think another one is, when you look back through your life, it's very rare that you have a specific point of change, especially a drastic one. Like, one day I had hair, that afternoon I didn't. By the time I woke up the next day, I looked very different with hair and without hair.
Yeah.
But it gave me a point to where I'm like, cool, I'm drawing the line in the sand between old John and new John. Nice. And that's very nice to have, like, again, to tie into another episode that where we was discussing the kind of passage through life and how men feel like that. At least in the Western world, it doesn't feel like men have a point where we're like, you're a man, you're an adult now, whatever else. I mean, unless you're on a kind of program, it's very likely to find a bald teenager or young man in that sense. Do you know what I mean? So it is a thing of like, cool, I'm a fully grown, balded, bearded, tatted man now. Do you know what I mean? Like, so
it's kind of cool though, because I guess like that's a key point. Like, I think a lot of us find new versions of ourselves after an emotional event. I've been through that over the last 4 or 5 years. There's probably been a few different versions of me that have been born again or whatever from just emotional stuff. Yeah, but not physical.
And that's the thing. It's always
I did tone down the weight a little bit from where I used to be. I am a little bit slender now compared to the hefty days. Damn. Yes, I was bigger than this. And that was a physical side effect. That wasn't a physical, like, oh, we changed. That was just, no, that happened because the emotional change happened. You know what I mean? So it must be kind of refreshing to actually have, like, a physical change like that. A good one, anyways. Like, not one that was born through negativity. It was just, like, one where you went, see what happens.
Well, obviously, I let little one shave off, which was fun in itself. And again,
would have been jokes though if you just done like the centre part and like looked like the guy from the Prodigy back in the day.
I should have done, but like, bro,
or like that video I saw of like the kid there's a barber who has a wheel of like bad haircuts and people can spin it and get them if they want it. And this kid was like, "Yeah, go on in," and he got the umbrella and it was like the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Oh, sweet Jesus. He literally like took his dome off, left the sides, but then gelled them out.
Like his own little sun hat.
Like he was an umbrella, bro. Just a video of him walking down the street with his mum, and his mum is clearly just like, I don't know why you done that, but you learned the lesson today.
Yeah.
The lesson, though.
But, bro, that's somebody that sounds like they're willing to try different things and everything else.
So, he done it literally of his own volition. He was just curious. You could see it. And I'm just like, fair play, dude.
Full disclosure. Even when I was shaving my hair off, I was uncertain of it. If it wasn't for little one saying like, yeah, Dad, do it, I wouldn't have done it. Because, again, I was unsure of myself and everything else. But she was fully up for it. So I was just like, hey, in for a penny, in for a pound. But there's, obviously, everybody's seen those videos when dads come around the corner and they've shaved off their beard or something else and the kid cannot stand looking at them. Now, obviously, I'm a single dad. So, like, if my daughter can't bear to look at me, that's going to friggin' hurt my soul. So making her a part of it and making sure that she understood that I'm still dad and da-da-da-da-da, that was the most important thing. Like, bro, if she wouldn't have liked the look of me without my hair, it would have broke my heart. So making sure that she was a part of it. And then, bro, my biggest regret, though, I must admit, is teaching her what a slaphead was. Because the day after, that is how she woke me up, going, baphead, baphead, baphead. That's my biggest regret.
Oh, no.
But even like, bro, when she steals my hats now, it's so cute to watch her be like cheeky and be like, I got your hat kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, it really has unlocked a whole new like mentality in myself, a whole new like side of myself and a different look entirely. Like,
nice, man.
To me, like I say, when I look back on the pictures, part of me is like, why didn't you do this sooner? But another part of me is like, I'm glad I done it when I did. It kind of felt like the right time to be like, hey, like I said, it's a line in the sand for life. One day, I'm like, there's John with hair. Next day, there's John bald. And it's genuinely given me a point of drastic change where you can actually say like, cool, this is old me, this is new me. And when you're going through like you said about your emotional journey and everything else, it's almost like having a mental list where there's no actual end to it or nothing you can quite put your finger on. Well, I can put my finger on this. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I mean, it's still, I'm a couple weeks into being bald now. So I'm still not used to that feeling of putting my hand on my head and not feeling hair.
Yeah.
But obviously you experience the world from here. So I don't see it unless I catch myself in the mirror or whatever. So yeah, it still takes some time to sink in, but like other people are more affected by it than I am, at least in like the discomfort level and that. And like I might grow it back freaking come winter time or whatever, but I don't really know. That might just be just because it's good. I don't want to get a cold scalp. But I've never been through winter bald.
Don't be growing it back in the winter, man. Bro, you just discovered hats. Wait till you discover beanies, my man. Beanies are a different level of comfort on your head, man.
Really? Oh, I've never worn a beanie.
Something about them that just feels so good, bro. Something about them, man. Because I wear one in the winter when I play golf. They're cozy, bro. They're cozy, man. It feels like your head's just getting a big old hug, man.
Do you know
feels
what?
so nice.
The one thing I am looking for.
And when you get one of a little bobble hat, and then you get a little bit bored, and then every so often you just go, woo. It's like you're playing pong with your sides.
Oh, don't. You just give me flashbacks to the Christmas episode where you was freaking faffing around with a freaking bobble hat.
Yeah, but it's fun, man.
I do want to get to that point where I can hide things under my hat, though.
It's like a tea cozy for your head. You know what I mean? It's just nice. It's one of the nice things about winter, man. Just, like a little bit, tops of your ears get a little bit like, oh, hello.
So
we're not cold anymore. Lads, we made it.
There is a part of me that wants to get really funny and silly hats for every day of the week. Like have a propeller hat for Mondays, a dreadlock hat for Tuesdays.
A propeller beanie hat.
Oh damn!
It's going to stay on your head. You might actually fly off. Or just be smart and turn it into a dynamo, and then you can make electricity on the move. Dun dun dun. So you could be your own portable power bank.
So obviously the biggest takeaway from
How
this...
am I not rich yet?
I mean, we could both argue that point, but somebody just friggin' make
instead of like a beer hard hat, just have a beanie hat with 2 points down the side where you can charge your phone and your AirPods. People would be into it.
I mean, you can get the flappy hats with little fans on the side now and everything else. It's coming, but I don't know. Obviously, the theme of this episode is self-experimentation. In that, is there any experiments that you've run or want to run on yourself? Do you feel inspired by my bald head, or I mean, it doesn't have to be you're taking a very different approach to your hair, which is actually interesting to see, and I hope it pans out for you. But
I guess my experimentation is probably with my body now. I actually want to get in better shape, but that's not really rogue out there experimentation. That's just more me being we could be better than this. So I'm a good week into lowering my sugar count now. That's getting better. Actually just making more informed choices is actually just quite a liberating thing. You know what I mean? Actually just choosing to eat better and just not dump a load of sugar down me like I have been. It's a lot better. I feel lighter, weirdly, even though it's only been a week. I'm still consuming some sugar, don't get me wrong. I haven't gone zero sugar. That would be quite hard to do these days, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was. I could find myself having 2 or 3 energy drinks a day and then still having fizzy drinks on top and then still having something sweet to eat as well. It's bro, how much sugar you want to consume in a day? You're verging on kilos a week, man. What are we doing? You can't be doing that. But lowering it down to I'll still have an energy drink here and there. Damn right. I'll still have a sweet treat now and then as well. But I don't have it all in the space of a day. You know, then one there. It's I actually feel a bit more cognizant.
I think that's kind of, I don't know, maybe it's just your approach. Because I've noticed this kind of pattern where even throughout various things in life, you prefer the slow boil opposed to I'm rip the Band-Aid off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I feel like I'm getting closer to that with certain things though.
Oh, time and a place. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but the things I feel like I'm getting closer to that carry a lot more risks, in terms of doing your own thing and stuff like that. And that's quite hard to suppress. But I feel at some point that's coming. Yeah. I can see that a mile.
And I mean, obviously we've had those conversations and my advice. I'm do it.
I can see that coming at some point, especially when I'm moving with the missus and I feel like I have that kind of foundation. Oh, I can see it.
But again, I think it's that kind of destigmatization of it. Because again, if we go back to the thing of that fear, maybe not necessarily the fear of failure or being judged or whatever else, but bro, straight away you have the cascading effects of failure. Okay, cool. Well, if let's just take starting your own business or working for yourself, for example. If that fails, well, you're not one step back. You're in debt. You're this. You ain't paid your bills. It's a cascading effect. So there are some times where it's hey, pull the Band-Aid off, jump, do whatever, take the risk. But then there's other times where it's whoa. How much is this going to ripple out and butterfly effect out into life? Do you know what I mean? So again, shaving your head, controlled risk. At most, I blind somebody or friggin' scalp myself a little bit, which I have done. But it's a controlled thing. Do you know what I mean? So when you're talking about face tattoos, or friggin' quitting your job and friggin' going to travel the world, or whatever aspect of life it is, like other risks or other moves, you have to mediate a little bit more and maybe plan out a little bit more and take the slower boil approach in that. Like,
Definitely.
There's a lot of instances where you can mediate the risk. Like I say, like spontaneity is great, but it's not for every situation. But you don't learn that unless you try a few things. You make a few mistakes and you make a hasty decision or whatever else.
Absolutely, mate.
But yeah, there's a lot to it where it's just like, look, just no matter what it is, whether it be a slow boil approach or friggin' a fast friggin' pull the band-aid off approach, just try stuff. Do not be afraid to try stuff. And quite frankly, if the people around you are going to shun you for trying different things, whether it be with your appearance, with your work, with your personal life or whatever, are they really worth keeping around? Like, it's so... Self-experimentation tends to be far more telling of others than it does yourself sometimes. Seeing how other people sit with the things that you do or the things that you try. Like I say, if your friends shun you for failure, are they really your friends?
No, definitely.
Because I know the people that, like yourself, that I consider friggin' my true friends or whatever else. If I failed on something, you'd be like, all right, pick yourself up, well done. What's next?
What did you learn?
You know what I mean?
That's move.
And in the same, it'll be the other way around. Do you know what I mean? Like if you fail at something, I'm not like, you failed. It's more like, oh, all right, bro, you tried something. What did you learn from it? How can we improve? But it's about those people that you have around you, I think. And if you don't have a decent network, and for me, I had to make my world very, very small because I'm not an overly social person. I'm fairly busy in life or whatever else. So by having that small world, like if I would have asked 50 people, what's it like should I shave my head or whatever? The no's would have waived my decision and where there was only one person that I truly cared about their opinion and she shaved my head. Exactly. So anybody else can get in the bin as far as I'm concerned. Like, genuinely. as long as she's cool with it, I really do not care what the world thinks of me. Do you know what I mean? Matter. But yeah, that's probably the biggest takeaway.
Nice.
Is there any other questions for this egghead?
Nah. Right. Can I put some butter on your head and put it between 2 bits of bread?
No, I don't want the spots, bro. Could you imagine the spots that you would get from putting like butter directly on your skin?
Right. If it was hot enough, if we put butter on your skin, would it cook?
I don't want to find out if I smell like bacon.
Oil? Do you tan with like rapeseed oil?
No. Right. The seed for this episode is going to be freaking try something different. It doesn't have to be as drastic as shaving your head, or maybe it does. Like, just freaking try something. And if people shun you for it, put them in the bin. Like, it really ain't that freaking much of a thing to be caught up on. Try something new, change the way you talk, change the way you dress, change your style or whatever. Do not be afraid to just play around. So many of us are either told a story or... Like, freaking, how many people are still dressing the way their mum dressed them when they was a freaking kid? Like, who you are in yourself. Sometimes you're going to be wrong, but sometimes you're going to be right. And it might work out for the best. So give it a damn try. All the best, and we'll catch you on the next one.